Hello?
Hello, Betty. This is the Black Hood speaking.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. Politics isn't about a single poll. It's about a movement, a vibe, an overall feeling and energy. You can see campaigns that have it and see campaigns that don't. And so I am going to talk to you today about a poll that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to conduct, the most accurate and expensive poll in America, showing that Joe Biden is down by 20 points on the economy and down in every conceivable capacity to Donald Trump. But I didn't need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a poll to show that to you. All I needed to do was be alive and to be paying attention. I can show you a couple of reasons why Donald Trump is going to beat Joe Biden in the black vote this year. Now, the poll also shows that. But ladies and gentlemen, there are a couple of interesting things that happened on the way to this poll being published. If you were paying attention, you would have watched when Donald Trump got a mugshot in Atlanta, Georgia. You would have watched the people in Atlanta, Georgia, come out of their homes after Donald Trump was apparently humiliated and proven unfit for the presidency. You would watch the people who voted Democrat in Atlanta their entire lives leave their houses to line the streets. These are presumably Democrats, and cheer for Donald Trump. Now, this, of course, is an urban environment. All I see in this video are black people, black voters. This is a very black area of Georgia. And these people are not only cheering, but saying, "Free my N-word Trump," and Fanny done effed up. You can hear it in the tape. Have a listen.
Y'all see it, man. Which one are you in, though? Donald Trump.
Listen to them cheer. Listen to them scream for you, Trump.
I'm talking about they got everybody.
Yeah. There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so what is that? Well, if you're paying attention, that's Donald Trump actually reaching regular people in their lives, understanding finally that this man is standing against a corrupt system that has been corrupted against them for a very long time. And Donald Trump is now them. They're cut out. They're stand-in inside of this corrupt system. And those people get out of their houses. These people who presumably, based simply on the voting demographics of the area, have never voted Republican, got out of their homes in order to cheer on the Republican president who's being persecuted by the same systems that they hate. Something's going on. Something is clicking, ladies and gentlemen. And so it is with images and imagery like that that I bring to you the next and one of many other data points that prove that Donald Trump may well win the black vote in 2024. A table setting here, by the way. Democrats can't win without 90% of the black vote. They have to have 90% of the black vote. They have to have urban turnout in massive, overwhelming landslide numbers in order to carry states like, for instance, Illinois. Every single county in Illinois votes red. And then there's one county, Cook County, Chicago, that votes Democrat. And those numbers overwhelm the rest of the state. Without those numbers, without that single county, Illinois, and its 18 electoral votes goes to Donald Trump. Now, that, of course, would be a disaster of cataclysmic proportions. But the same demographic breakdown exists in places like Michigan, where you must have Detroit in order to win. And, of course, in places like New York City in New York, where you have to have New York City. Los Angeles in California is a good example of this, and Phoenix and Arizona and Atlanta and Georgia and so on. And without that turnout machine, then you see devastation. You see Donald Trump getting 350 electoral votes on election day. And that is why clips like this are so terrifying to liberals. With Trump, we had money. These black voters told MSNBC could spell bad news for Biden. Okay, where was MSNBC here? They were in South Carolina. This aired on Friday. An MSNBC reporter went to a black barbershop and said, "Hey, Trump or Biden?" And the reaction made them literally nearly pull the plug on the interview. Watch.
People in your orbit who are either voting for Donald Trump or considering it?
For sure. A lot of my friends are obviously my age, so we're a little younger. We've
only voted once, for a president. And Trump is kind of all we know. And they're Trump and Biden. They're like, well, we were broke with Biden. We weren't with Trump. And that's kind of the only thing that I'm hearing over and over again is that, well, Trump, we had money. Well, okay.
Hey, yeah. Listen, look at all the guys nodding there in the shop. Look at everyone nodding, going, yeah, he's right. With Trump, we had money. And with Biden, we're poor. Now, maybe it's just happenstance, but I don't really believe in happy accidents. Joe Biden, straight up while he was campaigning, said that poor kids are just as good as white kids to like an all-black audience. Maybe these guys were just listening to what Joe Biden said.
The other thing we should do is we should challenge these students. We should challenge students in these schools to have advanced placement programs in these schools. We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
So what does this mean? What does this mean from the like? Well, when these guys say that with Trump we had money and with Biden we're broke, and Joe Biden says, well, white kids are just as good as poor kids. I mean, what does this mean? What does this mean Joe Biden thinks about black people? I mean, obviously. This is crazy. Donald Trump, read the quotes. Donald Trump, in spite of the craziness he may have in his head, reading some of the things that he says about with business, I can agree with him as far as business. A voter named Thomas Murray says, I'm trying to grow my business. As far as Biden, I haven't seen Biden really care about my business. And that my concern is having my business so that I can build generational wealth so my kids can have something to take somewhere when I'm not here. Donald Trump has a reputation of being the money man, said another voter. Yes. And everybody knows that we are all broke with Biden. We're broke with Biden. This is what the guy said right there. We are broke with Biden. That's the quote. What a quote for this election cycle. And everybody knows it, right? Like all you have to do is effectively like watch the unbelievable like awkwardness and the exceedingly creepy hostage video style interactions that Joe Biden has with the black community to realize that not only are the economic numbers not working for him, but the overall strategy to reach black voters is backfiring for him. It's not just going badly, it's backfiring. This is why Joe Biden can't even go to a black church. There's a black church in South Carolina without being booed off the stage, which did happen. BLM co-founders, this guy named Mark Fisher, straight up endorsing Donald Trump live on Fox News, another interesting data point. And then you go to the street level and you actually talk with people. I mean, these are the polls, right? So this is the 2024 general election polls. This is Real Clear Politics. These are all the polls. And this has Trump up by a 2-point spread. Holy smokes, man. These polls are absolutely devastating. Now, this is just the amalgamate. This is obviously the consolidation of all polls, right? So these are the averaging. This is the Real Clear Politics average of all of the polls. It gets way worse when you actually go and pin down on like this brand new NBC News poll from today, which is the most devastating lead that Donald Trump's ever had on Joe Biden. Truly and utterly like panic time for the left.
Good Sunday morning. We begin with our brand new NBC News poll, which brings more warning signs for President Biden and his re-election campaign. One of our pollsters tells us we are looking at a, quote, presidency in peril. With the general election just 9 months away, President Biden has declined on every measure since 2020, is struggling with key elements of his base, and now trails former President Donald Trump by wide margins on the issues voters say are most important to them.
What are those issues?
Respondent Steve Kornacki. Steve, These are some truly stunning numbers.
They really are, Kristen. And let's just start with the bottom line. When you ask folks, hey, if it's the general election and it's Trump versus Biden, in our poll, Donald Trump now leads Joe Biden by 5 points. Compare that to the last time we polled back in November. Trump was ahead then, but it was only by 2 points. And it's even more significant when you look at it this way. Over time, we have been testing for 5 years now, going back to 2019, a Biden-Trump matchup. Remember, 2019, 2020, Joe Biden led. He led big in every single one of our polls. For the first time in November, Donald Trump polled ahead in our poll, and now at 5 points, this is the biggest lead NBC has ever had in 16 polls for Donald Trump over Joe Biden. And of course, undergirding all of this is this question of he's the incumbent, Joe Biden. We ask voters, what do you think of the job he's doing? And look at that, Kristen, 37% approve and now 60% disapprove.
And we should say that is the lowest approval rating since former President George W. Bush's second term.
Yeah, and it's put that in further context, too. Bush in his second.
George W. Bush is more popular than Joe Biden. This doesn't get any worse. It just doesn't get any worse. I hate George W. Bush. Oh, man. 50 Cent now coming out against Joe Biden. 50 Cent coming out against the Democratic Party, effectively, saying Trump is the answer. Add that to the list of rappers and rock stars and The Rock, quite literally, who have come out and either said very nice, complimentary things about Donald Trump or said we straight up need Trump, right? Rapper Lil Pump just got a full-on Trump tattoo on his thigh. 50 Cent, in response to New York announcing the launch of a $53 million program to hand out prepaid credit cards to illegal immigrants, I'm stuck. Maybe Trump is the answer. There it is. And there's the actual comment right there. Read it and weep. Can somebody explain this? I'm stuck. Trump is the answer. Dude, you are watching the realignment in real time. Again, if you were paying attention, I played you the expensive polling I promised you I would. That polling is hundreds of thousands of dollars from a pollster that obviously is, the most expensive and supposedly the most accurate in the country. But there's easier ways to poll people. Go out in the street and ask. And these are the kind of things that our show pays close attention to. That's why when Donald Trump drives through Atlanta and people come out of their homes to cheer for him, that's why we pay attention to that. That's a poll. Our boy Cheney Rich went street level and decided to ask young black men what they think of Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. This is also a poll proving that the black barbershop guys, that's not an outlier.
Oh, we with Trump.
Yeah, I with Trump. I don't know what everybody got against him.
Yo, he was making the breadwinners, you heard?
I'm a Democrat too, but we Trump. We need Trump back in office right now.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I with Trump, to be honest with you, bro, for real, Trump really did this. And I like him because he's about money. It wasn't about no politics. He wanted to make America great again. Through Trump.
That boy Trump, he making sure to get their bread. I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking Trump for life. Trump for life. I ain't gonna lie.
Love Donald Trump. Trump wanted us to get off our and get some money. Trump 2024.
It's the truth. He made everybody hold a piece of money.
Trump really a boss. So Trump running it how it's supposed to be ran. And people just can't take it. And he putting out facts in front of the people. He ain't lying to the people. People just don't want to accept the truth.
Trump, man, we rocking with you. Love you, Trump. My dog. See what's up.
Trump put the money in our pocket.
Trump had the country on a better path as far as economically.
He put America first, so it makes sense. I like someone who's like to place people first.
Trump 2024, my brother.
They know they can't get him for none of the real shit. We get it, gang.
I ain't used to like that, but now, bro, I realize that he meant well for the country. So we need that back. Free Trump. Trump 2024.
They tricked y'all dumb to get Trump out the chair, and now look how that shit done backfired on y'all dumb ass. Trump got my back. Trump for life.
Donald Trump. He showed us love, and he didn't stop. 2024 Trump. Trump 2024. We from Baltimore.
I ain't gonna lie. Trump, my mother, dog.
As much as they talk about Trump, he's probably the best thing for America right now, no cap, really.
Trump. My man Trump, he's gangster, I like him, I love him. Make America great again, let's go.
Trump 2024, Trump 2028, Trump 2032. Man, listen, Trump for life.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a poll. You cannot replace that. You cannot actually argue with the authenticity of that poll. And that's why we have been quite bullish on Donald Trump winning the black vote, to be honest. And when MSNBC has to try and cut the cable, cut the cord on black barbers speaking truth on behalf of their customers, you know you got a real issue on your hands. When they can't even psyop their way out of it, it's pretty special. Ladies and gentlemen, be prepared. Get ready. We are going to win. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. Stay based. See ya.